Greetings from two dimensions. I am Russ Hatfield here in the third dimension along with my sixth dimensional twin soul and member of Ashtar Command, Kara. The challenge session for April was recorded on Christmas Day in 1992 and has been channeled by Mark Crocker. It's called Rejuvenation, Conscious Coercion, and Manifestation. Now, April's challenge session consists of just three speakers, Tia, Kiri, and Omal, answering my questions for about an hour. There's a mood of celebration in the air, and maybe too much celebration for our first speaker, Tia, who was a bit hungover from Christmas Eve. We start things off by exploring the topic of self-rejuvenation through healing oneself at a cellular level. With Kiri, we deal with offensive and aggressive shielding, which should only be used on the very rare occasion where defensive shielding is not enough. Omal, in the meantime, covers two subjects, coercion and manifestation. A more detailed description can be found on our homepage at HadesBasedNews.com. We invite you to subscribe to be kept informed of future postings on our YouTube channel from the members of Ashtar Command. And now we present our latest entry into the Hades-based archives, Rejuvenation, Conscious Coercion, and Manifestation.
How are you doing, Tia?
A little hungover. No.
Had a little party last night without us. Well, good for you. But yeah, we were definitely more concerned with Mark's well-being than going to parties, I suppose.
I'm sure he appreciates.
It seemed much better for today. So,
What are we going to talk about? You want to know about our psyche?
yeah,
Okay. Go ahead. Fire away.
okay. But basically, into Farsighting. I'm stopping up there now on a regular basis to see Kara during the afternoons during work.
Just be alright.
And practicing on that. Want to practice tonight getting to your room without Mark's assist.
No problem.
Anything in the way I should look out for?
Tell you what.
Mm.
Look for trees with a stump on me.
Right. It's easy enough. Okay.
You've seen the tree.
Yeah. Stop in on the side of that.
That's right, not too close.
Yeah, I would come walking out of the tree. It'd be a little bit embarrassing. So, did you open in Mark's present yet, or are you waiting for tonight?
Right in this.
Good. Okay, well, we'll have some exciting times with that then.
So you said you want to know about Farsight?
Yeah. First off, is there a way that I can work on going solid up there by doing...
So,
I was going to say doing a negative feedback loop.
to increase your stamina, you need to practice. And to go solid, it's a matter of trialing out what Mark was been saying before it's a lot. Is that you're pretty close to going solid with. You can carry this.
Okay. These little 10-minute jaunts of mine and stuff are fun, but I don't know how close they are to getting me going solid. It just seems like each time it gets a little better, a little easier.
Very close each time. You've got to learn how to run before you can walk, or you've got to learn how to wedge before you can scoot.
Very true. Is there any tips that you could give me about my little 10-minute jaunts that might be an assist?
Just relax. Try looking around more. Get more information, more visual input.
Oh, so like details. Lots of them.
Lots of little details.
Okay, because right now I'm mostly just concentrating on people in the room, mainly Cara and Clara. Okay. Good idea. Shoot the details.
Details that will help to expand your stamina. Looking for small things like maybe spotting a flaw somewhere. Things like that.
Good tip. Okay. So that's it for farsighted.
So,
Well, that's it for now, because I'm just, like I said, it's trial
Yeah.
and error. I don't want to
Trial
get
and
too
error.
much information that I can't process without experience.
that's the most important thing that they keep on telling us is to learn by your own experiences. It's best to get little bits, process that information, learn it, and then use it.
I'll try that tonight. Well, now you've been working with Cornas on genetics, correct?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I got a genetical question.
Okay.
Okay. On Carla's healing, I have it down here in my notes to ask, is it tied into genetics?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Carla? Oh,
Cara.
Carla.
Cara.
Oh, Carla. There you said Carla.
No. Cara's healing. Now with that healing then,
We passed on to Clara.
yeah.
Correct.
Okay, and also, could you do healing on a genetical level?
Yes and no. The more pronounced defects are harder to cure. Minor ones are easier to cure. Somebody that may have 7 toes instead of the regular number,
Right.
that can be cured. But it's something more serious where an individual may have extremely large bumps on their face and be mentally unbalanced. That's much harder to cure. Because you basically have to deconstruct the individual and then reconstruct them. Apart from cloning, there's no other way to do them.
Okay. Well, for example, we start off our life with perfect or nearly perfect genes and molecules and
Well,
cells and stuff, I should say.
you inherit the basic pattern from the parents.
Right.
And if the parent has blue eyes and the other parent has brown eyes, then it is a 50% chance that that baby had either brown eyes or blue eyes.
So the male genes would be
More dominant.
Now then, what I'm getting to though is going into old age, those cells start to break down
Yes.
and start to become more fragile, let's say. But with healing, is there a way to reverse that process?
Yes, there is. There is basically a form of rejuvenation.
Right. But now, how long would that last? It seems like you'd have to maintain constant energy on it to keep that process in reversal.
To reverse it to a point, say for example, you were to reverse yourself in, say, 50 years, go back 50 years, right?
Right.
That you would appear to be the age that you were 50 years ago.
Okay. Now, in that case, we're dealing with working on a cellular level. What kind of insight would you need to do that?
We would need to be able to know how to break down the cells and replace them with new fresh cells
Right.
and young cells as well, instead of cells that fit somebody that is older. We need to be able to create an infusion with cells that are much younger.
So you
Right.
need samples of both under a microscope.
So that we can compare the youth that was with the old person that was, and be able to come back to that point.
Right. So you couldn't actually reverse the process in the older cells. You'd have to replace them.
Me personally,
I mean, me personally.
that's correct. You would have to replace the cells with new, fresh stem cells.
Now, the body creates these cells, correct? So, if you could stimulate the body to create new cells,
Mm-hmm.
then you could reverse the process.
Well,
So,
you'd have to also stimulate the memory of the cells of what they were 50 years previously as well.
because the organ producing the cells wouldn't know there's difference.
Is there somebody else that knows?
Mm.
You hear scratching at the door.
Oh, that would be Joey. Mark's cat.
Feline domesticus craziness.
That's the one. Okay.
Kind of breaking the Mandarin with it.
Well, more like attention getting. Okay, so what I need to do is find what makes cells.
It is caused by commands on the brain, the various parts of the anatomy to replace the cells. For example, a command would be given from a hand, from the brain to the hand, to use the command to repair the cells in that area to stimulate the growth of the skin tissue.
What makes the cells become cells?
You'll have to ask Quillis. I'm still learning.
But it's a start.
It's a very deep subject, isn't it?
Well, healing has kind of gotten my attention lately due to the fact that I've had some problems with my knees and stuff. Working on...
So Carol's meant to work on that.
well, she did an awesome job, but it still gets aggravated when I kneel on it.
Mm-hmm.
So what I've been doing is putting some healing energies into my shields to generate...
You could try ice packs also and heat pads as well to help increase the healing process. The mind that is untrained in one particular line like that takes time. It probably accelerates the healing process by about a third, but with proper help as well to boost it, such as pushing an ice pack or heat pad and massaging off and putting in various ointments and speeds up the process.
Well, I guess what a point I'm into at this point is to find out what I can do.
So using your injury as an experiment to use your mind.
Right, I'm pushing myself to what I think might be my limits and then go beyond them, so that I'm not using artificial means. So when I get better, I'll know that it was me that did it, not the means I used.
What else you can also do is, do you know the bone structure of the afflicted unit?
I haven't studied. I do have a book that details it out pretty good.
Okay. If I had a pair of glasses, I'd lower them down to my nose.
Okay, we're going back to bone structures.
If you visualize the bone structure, which one is that?
That's Calvin. Get off there. Okay.
It's alright, it's alright. Let me look.
Alright.
Replay with him. You've been watching in holograms various. What did you do them when I'm all asked about who is Bugs Bunny?
Alright, cartoons.
Yes, we have them in holograms up here. We've been using ourselves with the computer and generating new holograms.
That sounds like fun.
We were able to get hold of various cartoon characters. Roger Rabbit.
Yeah, Roger Rabbit. Jessica Rabbit.
Yes, Jessica Rabbit. Oh, Jessica Rabbit.
Right, Babelicious.
I think Mark would appreciate that.
Yes,
See if I can get a dress like that.
okay.
Although I don't think my hair's long enough. It would be obvious inside that.
Yes, we're back to bone structures.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I do have pictures of detailed bone structures.
What I suggest you do is look at them,
Okay.
remember them, and then visualize the damage to your knee being healed. Let's actually see the bone, say you've taken a chip off the top of your knee,
Right.
actually visualizing new bone replacing and sending that energy and that feeling down to your knee.
I think at this point it's either a muscle or possibly the disc or
The cartilage.
or the ball socket thing.
Ball and socket is in the hip.
Oh, well, would it be that?
It's more of a knuckle joint.
Okay. Anyway, I'll check it out and see what I can pull off here. But yeah, that's my current project also, is getting some healing stuff.
So what you could do is visualize, let's say it's the muscle, visualize the muscle red and inflamed, and slowly pulled and
Right.
you follow.
I see what you're talking about.
You can use this process for other things as well, like pains, colds, especially cold.
Especially gold.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah, are you the only one?
No,
Sydney?
we have a very subdued young lady sitting in the corner.
Curie, huh? Unusual to say the least.
As she was listening with interest, we do a lot of studying together on genetics,
Okay.
various genetic properties and issues, or our resident genetic experiments as well.
Yes. Well, going back to the cell part, when you're replacing the old cells with the new cells, I assume the old cells then go out to the skin and get dropped off. And so the new cells underneath become new skin.
Correct.
Okay.
You have to do this process all the way down through because with age your bones become brittle,
Right.
and the muscles as well have to have the cell structure strengthened and improved.
So in other words, you have to go from head to toe.
Correct.
Everything.
From the skull to the muscle tissue to the actual tissue to the very skin. So it's not replacing just one small part, it's replacing everything. That's why it's such a major undertaking and so hard to do. Not only do you have to replace bone structure, you also have to replace blood, all sorts of tissue, all sorts of organisms in the intestines and so on.
Okay. Well,
It's
since
a major job.
very major.
It's not something that can be done overnight. It takes time and energy. There are artificial ways of boosting it, but you are not ready yet for that kind of information.
No, I'd rather work on it myself here.
You could get your major medical prize if you could recreate some of the equipment we have up here in medical practices.
So that's how you maintain your long lives, though. Do some healing over here in a cat in a few minutes.
Who's speaking who?
Right now it's a stand-up.
Hey, cats, kick back, relax, be cool. Did that work?
That works. Now, is there a way, instead of going through the whole body, to do something on a minor level to just test it out? Say, for example,
You mean cosmetic stuff?
no, I'm not so worried about cosmetics. That's all outward appearance. I'm more concerned with the brain.
not to rejuvenate your brain.
Well, for example, like memory,
Mm-hmm.
whereby in older age you get the more, you lose memory and you lose brain cells.
You don't lose memory capacity. It's just that things get forgotten. It's like a computer. Once it is told something, it doesn't forget it. Unless you wipe the disk, correct?
Right.
And that is what the mind is like. But if you don't label it correctly, and don't store it properly, it's very hard to find. So it's a matter of, here's a good analogy, is that Mark was looking for a book that he read, he was reading, and he was looking, and he couldn't find it. And then he remembered that he was reading it about 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't addressed correctly, but the book had never been finished. It was the memory came that he had been reading the book. It's sort of like, when did I put that book?
Right.
Do you understand the analogy?
Yeah. I have stuff that I think is deja vu,
But
but
in actual fact, it's things that have happened in the past.
right. It's just similar circumstances that re-happened again.
And then it reminds you of that has already happened.
Sure. Okay, so back to brain. So we'd have to go down to a cellular level with the brain.
Every minor or major part of the body has to be replaced if you're going to do some regenerating.
Well, the problem is I don't have a model of what my brain and body were like 50 years ago. How do we get around that little problem?
You say you are that old? I'm using 50 as a
Well,
number.
Theoretically, let's go 10 years. 23. Yeah, that's better.
You want to be 23 again? Want to be my age?
Not really, but just
For
for
my
a
problems?
hypothetical problem. You ain't problems.
I've got one that they won't let me do.
Oh, man. Okay, so yeah, let's take it 10 years.
Okay.
I don't have a sample of my body or brain from 10 years ago. Does my body and brain remember the cell structure
Yes.
from 10 years ago?
It does. You have to activate that memory.
Correct. Now,
How do you do that?
activate the memory, right?
Having never got that far yet, so I don't know.
Okay. But I'm on the right track.
Correct. It's a matter of looking for that memory that will trigger the memory of what everything was like 10 years ago.
Would having a memory of that point, of some point 10 years ago, help?
Possibly, maybe a photograph of you doing something.
Yeah, I was thinking more like a major event that I might have taken part in, perhaps.
Yes, that might help as well. But it is, you have to do many things. Okay, we're going to hand over to our rescue lunatic.
Oh, excellent. Omar's coming in. Just kidding.
We'll see at the moment.
Okay, I can deal with Kara. Or Kiri, I mean.
Kara's off getting dressed so that she can surprise you.
Oh, really?
I'm going to go off and do something outrageous.
Even better. Okay. Thank you, Tia.
See you in a little while.
Leave me alone with the crazy woman. Alright. Sounds good.
Okay.
Bye-bye. See you at the party. That's all it's fun to do.
I've been thinking.
Uh-oh.
Nothing to worry about. Nothing major. Not pregnancy blues type thing.
Oh, good. Melancholy baby.
Isn't that Glenn song?
Yes, it is. Very good. Quick question before we get into anything else. But Mark was going over some tapes the other night where you and I were in. And you did something coming out of the tape, and I said I'd explain it to Mark later.
Something like this.
Yes, that's it, right. So you're wiggling fingers with nose that thumbing your nose.
Mm-hmm.
Thumbing your nose. That's it.
Yes.
Okay.
But we don't have quite the hand-eye coordination.
So you're thumbing your mustache at it.
I don't have a mustache.
I know.
Why don't you go and stick your head in a bucket of water?
I wouldn't have as much fun if I did that. So how are you, Kiri?
I'm trying to motivate myself. I've been doing some work and some thinking, and lots of thinking since last night. And I was listening to Theo talking, and I was nice and relaxed and mellow, looking forward to curling up in front of an artificial holographic file, and you should work so hard.
None of us should work this hard, but it's a making a living type thing.
Yeah, if you want to ski,
That's right.
if you're not involved with higher beams where you can live free of charge and ski when they let you.
Well, we're working up toward that point. Give us a few lifetimes, we'll be there.
You know what Mark's getting at me?
Yeah.
It is it feels soft.
I can't tell you, obviously.
Why not?
Well, that's what surprises are all about.
Oh,
It's like I can't find out what he got me until we opened it last night and we found
okay,
out.
presumably, yeah, if I can reason this out, what did he get you?
Asking me a lot of tough questions.
Oh, tough questions first.
It was a book on Notre Dame, which was really well written on prophecies of the.
Can't be anything like that though. I'm trying to reason it out because it's a soft package. Oh well, never mind.
Okay.
I'll figure it out.
Well,
I'll
you'll
take it down, get it X-rayed.
I don't think that'll help.
But you guys can be up here quickly anyway.
Yeah, we're gonna be up there as soon as we finish up here.
Got any sensible questions?
Sensible.
Mm-hmm.
What's sensible?
Mm-hmm.
Oh God,
Mm-hmm.
this will be a tough one.
Okay.
Okay. How about a shield? That's sensible.
Okay. See what we can do.
Okay, let's see what we can do. On the question of offensive shielding, going over my notes of the tapes that I transcribed, I show that offensive shielding is the capability to send a person's energy back at them if they're directing it at you.
Yeah.
In which case, you would need a specially designed shield to do so.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the shield I have in mind for that would be concave,
Mm-hmm.
like a cable or satellite dish.
Mm-hmm. That's something like, what's that sport you do during the summer?
Golf,
Mm-hmm. How about something, an object like that?
a golf ball.
It's got lots of little concave surfaces.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Wouldn't that be much more efficient?
Don't they rotate? I mean, your shields offensively. Would your shields rotate or would they stay?
Well, you'd be able to rotate it. But of course, if you use offensive, right, you don't need to rotate them because if you're reflecting energy back at somebody, right, you need the surface that is stationary, right?
A whole bunch of little concaves.
Mm-hmm. It means that you don't have to rotate them.
Wow. You could get them from any direction at all.
Correct. See, I'm not just a pretty face.
You never said you were.
I mean that I'm not a pretty face. Come close and I'll scratch your arms. If I had the hand-eye coordination.
You could scratch my nose, maybe. Now then, question on aggressive shielding.
Mm-hmm.
Now, going back over my notes there, I have it that aggressive shielding, you would cover somebody up in your outer shield
Mm-hmm.
and either sick, say like Mark's Dragon on him or my Panther,
Oh.
and then sucks energy.
Mm-hmm.
How would I explain that to my logical sense here?
Hmm.
Does the Panther suck the energy in?
Yes. The panther, because the panther is part of you, so you use the panther to suck in the energy, a bit like, what's that fictitious character that sucks, fluid from human bodies?
A vampire.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's not what I was thinking of. I was thinking of a fictitious character.
Fictitious character. Dracula?
Mm-hmm. Because vampires do actually exist.
Vampire bats.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. So, the Panther would suck the energy.
Mm-hmm.
Ah. Leaving the victim helpless,
Mm-hmm.
theoretically. So, the question comes up, when to use offensive and when to use aggressive,
Well, that's up to you.
right? It would be the severity of the attack, I assume, would determine that.
Mm-hmm. Or the mood that you're in. Or if it's a friend that's upset with you.
Ah. So aggressive would be a bit of overkill in some situations.
Oh, certainly.
Okay,
Yeah.
question I have on coercion.
Mm-hmm.
It seems as though, looking back over our experiences over the last 10 weeks or so,
Mm-hmm.
that coercion has been actively used from you guys on this on a fun kind of basis.
Such as?
Well, for example, Mark's finding the pig people.
Mm-hmm.
He says he stumbled upon them.
Mm-hmm.
That seems like an awfully lucky stroke of coincidence that he would just suddenly stumble onto something like that.
I can't answer that question because at the time when that all started, way back when, I was elsewhere. I was working in a different department.
Hey, well, I just wanted to mention that everything's fine. We don't mind. We both discussed it. We definitely approve of it. It's just we wanted to get clear on
Yeah.
some things that might not exactly be of our own thoughts.
May I make a statement?
Sure.
When T is around, if you refrain from mentioning Mark's surveillance programs, Mark has discussed them, but not with Tia.
Did I?
No, you haven't yet, but
Thank you. Make sure I don't.
because she does worry about things. And she's still a little girl, basically.
No, you're not.
No, I'm only 10 years younger than my big sister.
Oh.
You know how old she is. Mm-hmm. It's ancient.
You should. I won't mention that.
So,
I could
so.
get us both into trouble there.
Mm-hmm. She said it.
Okay. Thinking my grandmother.
Oh,
Anyway, looking forward to seeing the party tonight.
we're out of here. We're gonna play this joint. We're gonna make like a stick of dynamite and blow it.
I'll see you in a few.
Okay.
Alright.
Ciao.
Ciao. Beautiful.
We have to use ourselves.
Well, that's good. Well, we can help. So how are we tonight?
We are functioning adequately within specified parameters. Don't know about the channel though.
I had a little bit of a cough.
Yes. Okay, we're going to discuss manifestation.
Yes, tonight is manifestation on the schedule.
And we are also going to add coercion. Yes, due to the fact that you are cramming at the moment. Not for an exam though, but cramming as much knowledge as possible into a limited space of time. Due to the fact that you are neglecting your studies due to this period of joltification.
Yeah, well, it's when we get our worst work areas.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, agreed. Time for cramming.
Yes, to make up for the 2 days you have neglected, plus the upcoming day that you're going to neglect.
Yes, why are we neglecting?
Well, we feel that you might want to relax and kick back from that time.
Okay.
As this seems to be your custom to celebrate the start of something or the end of something.
Friday. New Year's Day?
Mm-hmm. Presumably that is what it is. Okay, down to business. Which one do you wish to start with first, coercion or manifestation?
So, coercion.
Okay, I'll try to wing this one.
Would you want to switch over to manifestation first?
Let's get this one out of the way as Coercion is busy elsewhere.
Oh, okay. Right.
Okay.
Coercion.
Okay. Let us proceed with due haste.
Okay. Now, to start with, looking at trying to experiment at my theater using coercion to assist in the sales of our junk foods
Mm-hmm.
for our incoming customers as I sell tickets at the door.
Yes.
Due to the fact that I'm being pressured to push up what's called a CP, or cost per person.
Mm-hmm.
And
How would you use your coercion?
with a combination of eye contact, voice, and energy.
Correct. What do you wish to know?
Okay. Specifically, is there like a set phrase I could possibly use that would key myself into it?
Each phrase is tailored for the individual. For you, something along the lines of, let's sell,
Right.
so that you get yourself a frame of mind, that you get the energy channeled into that mode of transactions.
Excellent.
So, sell now, let's sell.
Right. Now then, using coercion then with the customers,
Mm-hmm.
okay, I would establish eye contact as I sell them the tickets, which is natural. I do that with everyone.
Mm-hmm.
And then some of the things I would say would be, for example, on the last show, the snack bar closes in 15 minutes after the last show starts,
Mm-hmm.
which is a typical thing I usually say to warn people about that upcoming event. During that, I thought that would be an ideal time to use some coercion, due to the fact that it's a set phrase designed for coercion,
Yes.
just without using coercion.
You could say something along the lines of, you close the junk food line 15 minutes after the start of the show. Is there anything in particular that interests you that you would like? Backing it up with an expression, maybe a mental energy channel that would be saying, buy, 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 buy,
Right.
bye bye. Sorry,
That's alright.
we could not resist.
I don't blame you. I couldn't think I could either. Alright, so when I'm mentally sending this,
Yes.
you'd be keeping it simple with
Just the one word repeated over and over again.
I see. Okay. And then for the shows before that, I'll try to think of something that would hook them. Let's
Yes.
say, would be similar.
Something short and to the point, like, what is that snack that you sell?
Popcorn?
Yes. Nice popcorn. Nice popcorn. In a perpetual loop type thing. So constantly, nice popcorn, but maintaining all the time that eye contact.
It sounds almost subliminal
Mm-hmm.
without the words being
Yes.
spoken out loud.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So establishing a link, this would be successful with some people more than others, I assume.
Yes. Some people that have a much stronger self-control are more difficult to coerce. You have to take more time.
Would latency have anything to do with it, or operacy?
Yes and no. Latency, doubtful. Operancy, definitely yes. The more often somebody is, the harder it is to coerce them.
Oh, really?
I believe we have stated that in the past. It is depending on whether or not they are aware that they are operant.
Right.
Yes.
If they're not aware that they're operant,
Mm-hmm.
can they be coerced?
Yes, they can, because they do not use their potential.
Now, would that be a way of finding operants out of who comes to the theater type thing?
Yes and no. As we said, that this is not only operancy or latency, but also somebody that is very strong-willed, somebody that is very determined, is difficult to coerce also.
Oh, someone weak with it.
Yes, weak-willed, then it is easy to coerce them, or somebody that is distracted, it is easy to coerce them. You might want to find a beautiful young lady to stand and sell or junk food.
Well, I'm stuck with my ugly guys.
I'm sure they would appreciate that comment.
Well, it's all
All
term
in
of affection.
amusement and entertainment for yourself.
Correct. I did use coercion the other night on the owner of the theater company.
Mm-hmm.
That was kind of fun.
And you succeeded.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
But of course.
I wish them to leave quickly,
Mm-hmm.
or the coercion extended that way, and they did.
Oh, that is good.
He's pretty weak-willed anyway.
Easy to coerce.
Very easy.
Okay, let's proceed with the next question.
Okay. Once the link has been established,
Yes.
and the word has been repeated over and over,
Mm-hmm.
let's say that they start looking toward the snack bar,
Yes.
and you've lost eye contact. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything further to do, or just let fate take its...
When they turn to you to make their decision, re-establish that eye contact as they will do so. When somebody decides that they will buy something, they, as a rule, will turn and face you to speak to you. Then use your chance to re-establish the eye contact and say, buy, buy, buy.
Mm. And when we're trying to sell more stuff after they bought something, then it'd be a good time to use it.
Yes.
For example, would you care for some popcorn with that drink?
Certainly. Or would you care for a drink with your popcorn?
Right.
Or would you care for some other forms of junk food.
Now, would this be called conscious coercion then?
Yes,
Okay,
because you're deliberately coercing them into doing something.
right. They wouldn't normally do possibly.
Correct.
Okay. And this is easily verifiable by the fact that my cost per person would go up if I found success with this.
Yes.
Okay, good.
Okay. Next question, please. We are rushing things due to the fact that we do have to attend the debriefing.
Oh, alright. Now that with coercion, there's the mental link. Is there a chance of mentally becoming bonded or somehow with these people? Is there a problem with that?
The chances are it is more likely to be the opposite way around.
Okay. Now then, how can I establish this bond without becoming too attached or them becoming too attached?
Them becoming too attached is maybe desirable because it will keep them coming back to you and maybe buying more stuff. The chances of you becoming emotionally attached to them is up to you.
That's all pretty good.
Yes.
Um,
Or intelligent or whatever.
right. That's it for questions.
Okay, manifestation, please.
Manifestation. Alright. Manifestation now. I'm finding that there's a lot more energy needed to break down my self-doubt.
Mm-hmm. Why is this?
Mostly due to the fact that I'm fighting myself constantly.
Mm-hmm. You cannot believe that you do things.
Right.
So therefore it negates the actual end result that you are trying to achieve.
Right. Currently, the only thing I'm having really success on lately has been the fire.
Mm-hmm.
Working with that,
Your little friend.
my little friend. Right.
How is your little friend? Happy and contented?
Whoa, having a field day tonight. But with that,
Explain this expression, please. A field day.
a field day. I'm not sure where the expression came from, but it seems to express the fact that everything is coming to you in great amounts. Field day, I suppose, is some kind of celebration.
Presumably.
Yeah, but not even I know some of the expressions I use sometimes or the originals of them. Now, how can I take the successes I'm using with the fire and apply them to, say, using with the pen?
It is best to work on one thing at once. Excuse me.
That's alright.
We will talk to the channeler about this.
Okay.
It is best to concentrate on one thing at a time. Your penny trick has always been more for amusement of myself and others. But manifestation of fire controlling divas is more easy, more malleable and flexible. For example, you take a spark of fire, and by creating more heat around it, you can get it to enlarge and eventually burst into flames.
Right.
You're not creating something from nothing. You have things to work with that are tangible and easy to work with.
Right. Which is a great start.
Yes.
But is that true manifestation?
Yes, it is, because you are kneading and pulling and agitating all the molecule.
The key.
Yes.
Needing.
Mm-hmm.
I do not need pen. I need heat.
Yes.
Therefore, I have incentive in my manifestation. I get it. So there's an incentive program put forth for a manifestation practice. So what I need to find is another project besides fire where I have something I need.
Yes. Desire does aid greatly.
Yeah, because Penny, I don't have. Yeah, there were correct incentives to make it work like I work with fire.
Correct.
It's a totally different thing, so I don't have success as I do with fire.
Yes, it is the desire. But we shall keep on at you with your penny.
Okay.
When you can manifest a penny, then you can manifest what you wish.
Right.
When it stays substantial for long periods of time, then you can create whatever you wish. The penny is the start of advanced manifestation.
Okay. Oh, cool.
Yes.
Okay. In the meantime, if I need.
Correct. But the need that we were using is spelt differently. Such as needing bread.
Oh. Well, I get it, but it was good keyword though.
Yes, it is a keyword that is useful, but we did not foresee. Okay, next question, please.
Okay. Once I have established my need and have the correct incentive, can I go about using that in the same way as I use for fire?
Yes.
In other words, currently what I'm doing is I'm creating a negative feedback loop, but in a shortened sense because I'm sending it through my right arm
Yes.
to send out the heat necessary for fire.
Correct.
At that point, the energy from the front palm of my hand becomes quite hot,
Yes.
which tells me that it's working. Okay. Now, with the new manifestation of another different need, I can use the same energy flow
Yes.
to create what I need.
Correct.
So what I need is the
The desire.
right, the desire. I need the focus.
Yes.
Okay. Like what?
What do you wish for next? You have the startings of manifestation of fire. What do you need next?
Healing.
Okay. Healing is a slightly different field.
Right, but is that same as manifestation?
No, it isn't. Manifestation and healing, they are close, but manifestation is creating something. Healing is repairing something. Healing suggests repairing oneself or somebody else.
Right. But it's not a true manifestation.
No.
Okay. So I need to find something else besides healing and besides fire.
Correct.
Okay. Right.
Money, that is a frivolous exercise.
Right. I don't want to work with money because that's wrong direction. I want to challenge it.
And besides, you do get afraid of money.
Right. I mean, if I was successful, it would just mess me up in the first place. Okay,
This would be a test of your resourcefulness not to be overcome by it.
true. Is later on I could practice with that. But in the meantime, so healing's out, money's out,
Healing is not out, it is a different line of work.
right? For my purposes.
Yes. You might try self-healing on that.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll let you think about that and we will proceed with the next question.
Okay. Now, am I drawing the energy from my negative feedback loop from myself?
Yes. It comes from you.
Okay. Now then, is there a chance of burnout from using this too much for my cramming sessions here on the practice time?
Yes, there is a chance. However, the rewards are greater than the risk.
Okay.
So it is your choice. Do you wish to take the risk of bearing it? Or do you wish to not take the risk?
No, I'll take the risk. Okay. Now then, how far apart are coercion and manifestation?
The different lines of work, different capabilities.
Okay, so they'd be farther away than, say, manifestation and healing.
Correct. Coercion is controlling somebody else. Manifestation is creating something, and healing is repairing something.
Alright. Okay. Questions. Alright. Now then, with manifestation and looking for this item that I'm looking for to work with, keep it simple.
Yes. If you start off simple, you can build onto it. It is like, how do you build a house, but with one block?
Right.
Yes, one block at a time. One piece of wood at a time.
Now, what about setting up within my shield? I've been practicing with changing the color of the inside shield for the purposes of healing. What about bringing that color into more physical form surrounding me?
So that you have a bluey, greeny hue around you.
Correct.
You could try that.
Let's say that would accomplish two things. Number one, the healing, and number two, the manifestation. It would be almost like a cloud,
Yes.
I suppose. Okay. Alright. Now, let's take that for example.
Okay.
Okay? Just as a, it might not be the one I choose, but for now, that's a good one to start with. Now, in using, let's say, forming the cloud, principle I would use then would be to begin my negative feedback as before. Send the energy in to where it is only surrounded by my first shield and no farther.
You don't want to keep it within your shield.
Don't?
If you're manifesting fire, you don't.
Oh, no, it's just
Okay.
okay. So, could I then send the color that I need through my right hand?
You could try.
Okay. I feel it be kind of weird walking around with a blue cloud around.
Some people walk around with blue clouds around them, produced by habits of burning nicotine.
What about as a sideline? Instead of working with something like, say, the blue cloud, what about with candles? Now that I think about it, I'm working with fire. This is a smaller extension of fire.
Yes.
And it would be more noticeable on an individual level.
The increasing and decreasing the size of the flames.
Correct. Okay, the candle right here in front of me.
You have two handy, I believe.
Right.
You have one in front of you.
Right.
Okay.
Okay, so I'll practice this flame here and lower it.
Okay.
Okay. Notice the difference.
How about the one on the other side? Does that increase in height?
Yeah.
Next question.
Okay. Using the fire here, the candle, it seems like I'm using coercion almost on myself to make the manifestation come about.
You cannot use self-coercion. How can you coerce yourself?
Do it every day.
No, it is not coercion, it is persuasion. You are persuading yourself to do something. You cannot coerce yourself.
Okay, I understand. So in other words, all it is knowing what needs to be done
Mm-hmm.
and doing so.
Correct.
Okay,
As my colleague likes to say, do or do not.
correct.
Okay, next question, please.
Okay. What is the energy that's being used here? Is this just regular molecules that are being manipulated?
Yes, you manipulate molecules to form, or to act upon, or to do whatever you wish. You could say that you coerce molecules, which is inaccurate. You do not coerce molecules. But that is basically what is happening.
Right. You manipulate them.
Yes. And how is your candle?
It's dying.
It's a few seconds. Or not, as the case may be.
Okay. Now, this is a simple question. I should have answered. What exactly is a molecule? It's atoms, isn't it?
Correct.
Is it a grouping of atoms?
Yes.
Okay. And so, how do I get down to the very atomic level to work with these things?
You don't. You work with groups of molecules.
Oh, for example, I couldn't get into like splitting atoms, whereby
Goodness gracious, no.
kind of explosive.
Yes, you would not need a fire extinguisher. Maybe a lead container.
Boy, that's for sure. Okay, so leave the molecules alone.
Yes, don't try to split them. Don't try to break them down into atoms and then split the atoms.
Right.
Otherwise you'll have us to deal with very angrily as well.
I would blame you. Now, are molecules all the same?
No.
Okay, so they're different molecules.
Yes.
Alright, well, let's take the ones I'm working with here for fire. Okay. Would those molecules inside next to the fire be different from the ones on the outside of the glass?
No. The reason why we said that not all molecules are the same is because on a cosmic scale there are different ones in different parts of your galaxy. And one type tends to stick with the other type.
Okay. Now then, we're speaking of molecules on a cosmic scale.
Mm-hmm.
What would differentiate the different molecules?
The different molecules of different parts of the galaxy are built up of slightly different structures. The way that they clump together to form things, such as dark matter, light, planets.
Right, so, but on our scale here, the molecules are pretty much all the same.
Yes.
So it's just becoming familiar with those ones that I'm working
Correct.
with. Would it be like becoming like friendly with molecules, let's say? Getting to know them.
Yes, that might be the way to proceed. Get to know your local friendly neighborhood molecule.
Yeah, kind of like throw a party for him or something.
Yes, maybe.
Okay. It's actually, that's not a bad analogy if you think about it. Due to the fact that you're working with a group of molecules.
Correct.
So therefore, to use manifestation, that group of molecules should become very familiar to you.
Correct. But molecules do decay over several billion years.
Okay.
So do not pick on a molecule that is extremely ancient.
Have a heart attack?
It might decay whilst you're working with it.
It's individuals.
Slightly.
How would you know which ones are ancient?
You cannot tell. As a rule, most of them, in an analogy, are middle-aged. I believe you're scientists, so interested in watching decaying molecules.
The older ones.
Yes.
Can you feel molecules?
Sorry.
Can you feel them as a physical presence, such as in wind?
Your senses take them for granted because they're around you all the time. You yourself are made up out of molecules.
Right. Tightly packed.
Correct.
So with manifestation, what you're doing is packing the molecules
Correct.
into very tight groupings.
Correct.
Okay. Now, say for example with honey, where you're packing them extremely tight,
Yes.
they're still moving, but they're moving at a slower rate.
Correct.
Okay, so in other words, you're packing and slowing.
Yes. Molecules do get stationary when they are packed quite densely. They vibrate slightly, but they do not move around. The way molecules work are in a solid form. They are packed tightly. In a liquid form, they flow around randomly in a nice, slow state manner. In a gas form, they whiz around at accelerated speeds. If you were to be able to see molecules in your air, they would be racing around extremely rapidly. If you were to look into some of the fluids that you have around, you'd see them moving rather sedately, occasionally breaking to the surface and then shooting off. Or if you were to visualize wood, it would be a lot denser. They would not be whizzing around. It would be pretty stationary, vibrating slightly.
Okay. Now, for my purposes, would it be easier to use a liquid substance to manifest within?
You could try. Anything that you try with is beneficial because you're practicing. We feel that you sometimes neglect your practicing.
True. Well, there's a lot I'm working on right now. And keeping all the fields going at the same time in the same way.
We might suggest that you narrow your fields down to avoid burnout. And also give yourself time to relax.
Okay. Alright, so we'll work with just manifestation, coercion, and Coercion.
Correct.
Okay. Good enough.
Okay, do you have any more questions for us as time is short? Okay. Have a good evening. And I'll be back.
Thank you all.